Hello and welcome back. Today's episode I'm going to be going through some incoming mail and also a quick update on what I've done with the Netherlands stamps so far that Dennis sent me last week. That's my stock book here. I've made a start with filling that up. I've only done the definitive so far, but I think they look absolutely great. So without further ado, let's make a start with the incoming mail. I got this set of postcards and letter cards. These are all from the same seller on eBay. There's two here. These are from the Victorian era. These are postcards with the pre-printed, prepaid postage. So these have got a halfpenny rate and very simple cards. I'm not going to read the messages that are on them. Both are addressed to addresses in Alnwick, which is in Northumberland, up on the northeast coast, just before you hit the Scottish border. So there's two of those. One is from, that looks like, is that 18... That one's from 1882. So that's what, 140 years old. And this one here is, looks like 97. Yeah, 1897. So not quite as old. Still 125, 6 years old. So nothing spectacular. I just like to have examples of different postal stationery, and it's nice to see these old, like, prepaid postcards. I've never actually seen these before in the flesh, as it were. So that's those. And then there's these three Edward VII letter cards, also to an address in Alnwick. These are all to the same person. T.A. Thorpe, Esquire. Again, I'm not going to read the contents. But these are, some of the dates on these are a bit difficult to read. That one's a 1905. And these have now got a postal rate of a penny. See if I can make out that. Whitley Bay. Whitley Bay is also on the northeast coast. So yeah, these are letter cards. So these were, they open out, you would write your note on the inside. Would have like a gummed surround that you would seal once you'd written your note. And then when the recipient gets it, he just tears it off along the perforations to open up the card. So yeah, these are, again, prepaid Edward VII. It's all very similar. That's 1805. That's February 1806, again from Whitley Bay. So these are probably from the same person, to the same person. That one hasn't got a distinct CDS on that one. But again, it's to the same person, and the handwriting looks very familiar. It's the same handwriting. So again, probably coming from Whitley Bay. But yeah, just nice little mementos of a time gone by. So yeah, nothing spectacular, but doesn't mean that it doesn't have any interest to me. Oh, there we go, Alnwick. It's got an Alnwick postmark there when it was received. That one's from 08, January the 3rd, 23rd, 1908. So yeah, that's a few more covers for my collection. Next up, I've got a couple of sets from the Isle of Man. These are from the 2000s. First up is this set commemorating the World Cup in the Football World Cup, and when I say football, I mean football that you kick with your feet, not the one that you throw with your hands, because that's not football, that's handball. This is football, what Americans call soccer, but everybody else in the world calls it football. But this was to celebrate the 2002 World Cup finals in Japan and South Korea. So a set of 6 stamps there. And from the following year, from 2003, there's this set of Lord of the Rings Return of the King stamps. I think these are beautiful. You got the back there of Aragorn's head with the crown on. I do love the Peter Jackson adaptations of the books. I read the books as a kid. I absolutely loved the kids. I loved The Hobbit. I loved the Lord of the Rings. Read the Silmarillion. I was big into Tolkien, big into Dungeons and Dragons and that kind of thing. Frodo and Sam there on the way to Mount Doom. Got Gollum peeking and lurking as he does. But yeah, some nice there's Legolas, there's Gimli, Gandalf the White, yeah, nice. Let's put those over there. Let's mooch that out of the way. And next up we've got, I think I know what this one is. Yep. Haha. This is something I bought off eBay. This is some Netherlands higher value definitives. Now this is to fill a couple of gaps in the stamps that Dennis sent me. Now I've got most of these already, but I needed the 5 guilder in that particular set, and I needed these 3 here. The 2, I think it's 2, let me see if it is just 2 or is it 2, 2.5, 2.5, 5 and 10 guilder from the other set. So yeah, I picked that up off of eBay. There was a mint never hinged. So again, some nice Netherlands stamps. And finally, for the mail that I can show anyway, is from my good old friends at BB Stamps. And this is an order of something for my specialised George V collection, and it's a set of, well, it's various definitives. So as you can see here, I've got some downy heads to add to my collection. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got another 12 downy heads there to add to my collection. Now, then move on to the traditional side profile. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. So 18 stamps in all. I worked out last night how much it cost. It's £60 minus a discount for spending over £50, so that was £2.50 off. Worked out £57.80, and that worked out at roughly £3.35 a stamp, which I don't think it's bad for stamps of this ilk, you know, especially these downy heads. Some of them were a little bit more expensive. I mean, if you look at the prices there, the mean average drops off as you get to the side profiles, but these were like £4.80, £4, £4. One there for £7, £6. £2.40 and then £5, and then as you can see towards the end they tail off to, you know, these minimum values, £1.40. These are mainly very fine used. I've got a couple of unmounted mints and a couple of good used. But yeah, so I think £3.35 per stamp for some classic George V definitives is absolutely about right. So I'm looking forward to putting those in to fill some gaps. So let me clear these out of the way. I must apologise for lack of video over the weekend. Once again, life had its habit of catching up with me, and things just got in the way. And I just didn't feel I had the time to commit that I wanted to. I did actually spend some time on Saturday actually just going through, sorting out various albums and collections and tidying things up. So that was really good, because I needed a bit of time to catch up on that, on some of the admin of my collection. You know, I'd let a few things slip, and I'd forgotten that I'd ordered certain things and found them like stashed in a drawer, and made sure I got everything squared away where it should be in the correct albums. So anyway, what I did with these, the Netherlands, I've laid this out rather conservatively, and I've left plenty of spaces for other stamps. But I went through, I had about 30 or so stamps that I had from my childhood, from the Netherlands, and I found a couple of older stamps. These aren't the ones that Dennis sent me. These are actually King Philip III. So these predate 1890. So there's a couple of those. So I was glad to find those, and thankfully I had the catalogue to refer to, thanks to Dennis. And then again, these older, this is in the late 1890s now, into the 1900s. There are a couple of these that I also had in my childhood collection of this design. So yeah, there's a couple of those, a couple of different denominations. So yeah, nice to have those. And again, identify them in the catalogue. And we move on to the Wilhelmina definitives. Now I've left these fairly spaced out because there are others to fill the gaps, so I've left it, like I said, I've left it rather conservatively at the moment. These aren't in any way, shape or form a final order for these. And it's over the next page where it really starts to take shape and looks really nice. I do really like these stamps. I've kind of fallen for these. These have moved up very highly in my estimation, and I'm looking forward to collecting some more of these. There's something about definitive stamps, and especially ones with a monochrome. I know I mentioned that on the last video, but just the regal, and you know, just the dignified design of the stamps. Now I think a couple of these were added from my childhood collection to the ones that Dennis had provided. Now most of the others were other stamps that Dennis did actually provide. Then I've got this set down here at the bottom. Well, it's not a set, it's just some examples of. Not sure where these fit at the moment, and I've noticed there's various different reprints of these, so I need to do a bit more investigation. So I just plop them in down there for the moment. They're going to move to another page. What I've done is I've bunched all the definitives together, or what I deem to be definitives, like these, this particular set here. One that I did have, which was one that was missing from the ones Dennis sent, was the sixth cent. So I did have a couple of the others, but yeah, I was glad to see that I had another one there to fill that space. I also had this as well, which is another different design underneath that's been overprinted with a value there of 7.5. Oh, lost the focus. There we go. So yeah, again, not sure where that's going to end up in the long term. So then we've got the final set here for Queen Wilhelmina, and then into the start of the Queen Juliana reign. Now this was one that I had in my childhood album, this larger format, front facing. I think there's two values in this design, the 10 cent, and I'm not sure what the other one is off the top of my head, but I'm going to be hunting that one down as well. It's the same image that's on these down here, where the Queen is facing front. Again, very simple, very elegant, very straightforward. Do like those. I prefer the side-on profiles. I think the side-on profile just has something about it. Yeah, rather disappointed to find I had a creased strip at the bottom of my stockbook page there, so I'm kind of flattening that out as best as I can. Then this page here looks really good. This is a Juliana page, and yeah, as you can see, you know, a nice run of this setup here, all the way from 10 cents all the way up to 85 cents. Then I've got the 1 guilder, and then if I bring that stock card in from the stamps I purchased on eBay, yeah, you'll see I've got the rest of those, the other 3 for that collection there. So really pleased with that. And again, I've got the missing 5 guilder from the higher values at the bottom here. So once again, yeah, happy with that. Really happy with how these look on the page. In fact, let's put these in now whilst we're here. Let's the 2.5 guilder, that's the 5. That's the 10. And then for the other set, we just want the so yeah, that's some spaces filled, and what a really nice page. That is a really nice page to look at. I've really kind of fallen for these stamps. I think they're fantastic. So I'm looking forward to filling the gaps on, you know, these older designs, and for the Wilhelmina stamps. And then finally we've got the Queen Beatrix issues here. So I've only got a few of those at the moment. I do actually have some in another glassine that had been sent from somebody else. So looking forward to going through those and filling in a few more gaps, and then I'm going to make a start of trying to organise the commemoratives into year by year breakdowns, and start to populate the book with those as best I can. I did do some other admin work with some of my other albums. I've got a Malta album that I did some work on. The stamps that Graham Curtis had sent me, the jersey sets, I put those in a stock book just to keep them laid out rather than be bunched up in a little stock card. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Anyway, what was that? Yeah, jersey stamps. So yeah, I've just essentially tidied up a few loose ends with orders that I'd received and were still on stock cards and not in the proper albums and not filed away where I wanted them. So that was good. One thing to note, I've noticed my subscriber count has just hit 700, which I keep saying it. I know I keep saying it, but my goodness, I'm shocked it's hit that peak so soon. I really wasn't expecting it to do so. I'm going to be doing another giveaway when I hit 750 subscribers. So that's the next milestone. So not far to go for that. I'm envisaging a couple of weeks down the line. I've already bought a couple of items, which I'm not going to show you for the giveaway. That's going to be a bit of a mixed bundle. Probably only one prize. Maybe not. I have got some ideas of some, like maybe one main prize and several smaller, kind of like runner-up. Maybe like 4 or 5 runners up. Yeah. Anyway, a little bit shorter than normal, but if you've enjoyed the video today, please give me a like, give me a thumbs up. If you're not already, could you consider subscribing? Every subscriber helps. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you can be alerted as to when my next video is uploaded. There will be another video later in the week. Today being Tuesday, it will likely be Thursday. I'm not guaranteeing a weekend video because I tried that the last 2 weekends and that all fell through. But the endeavour is that I will be making a video at weekend. And with a bit of the admin work I did last weekend, hopefully that should now enable me to have something to show and tell on a weekend video. So anyway, we're supposed to be getting a cold snap of weather in the UK this week. It was scheduled for tonight. It's supposed to be down to, I think it's -5 Celsius tonight. And we've got some snow forecast going into Thursday, I think. So yeah, I think we're going to be a bit cold for a couple of days. So if you are in the UK or anywhere that's suffering with the weather, please keep warm, stay safe, enjoy your stamps, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks and bye for now.